Hello and welcome to Intuitive Clarifications with Natasha. I am Natasha Venter, an intuitive medium who really enjoys to support people in their life's journey. And as you go into your life's journey, we all have emotions, we have all these different things, and I really enjoy helping people to go through that. It's my life calling. So that's what I mean by enjoying, because it's just like it fills my soul up when I make help people move forward in their life. So, going into today's show, Ted Mahr is going to be on my show. But as usual, I kind of have to crack up at this because, like when Regan comes on, sometimes his Wi-Fi doesn't work. Well, Ted's doing the same thing. So we're going to ask for all the energies of a lot, to work with us and negotiate our story. And I might have to put my cat out because he is like, whenever I'm in this room, he's like, "What's up here, mom? What's up here, mom? What's up here, mom?" So I might have to get out of there. But Ted's going to be here and we're going to talk about the ascension process that we're going through and where we are looking to go to in our lives, things that, and he has a perspective that is very unique to his because he does work with the star beings. He does, travel, and he does do this thing. And I'm going to have to. Hi, Ted. I'm going to get my cat out before I let you in here. Let's see here. Come on, Rocky. What are you doing? Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm going to have to move Jesus here to get you out. No. Fine. Then you do what you need to do. But you know the rules. Okay, Ted. Is your computer working better? It looks like it. It looks like it. Yay.
Again. Yeah. And then I poured some coffee into the modem. It seemed to speed it up a little bit. So.
And that's one thing. Ted has a great sense of humor. Like he said, he's poured coffee on the modem to get it to work a little bit better. So we're hoping that, and I'm asking the angels of technology to work with us here. Oh, Jiminy Crickets. Okay, so we're gonna
ask
what was that? We gotta bring down our energy. That's what I'm getting. Let's align our energy.
He's an internet specialist. I don't know what's going on. I just suddenly switched off.
Yeah, let's tone down our energy. Let's tone down our energy because we both run very high energy, and it might be short-circuiting something.
Right.
You're doing good now, though. Whatever you switched helped.
Okay. Okay, I can't. Oh. Do again. So here, tab.
Okay, so this is how we go with things, and I'm sorry, Ted, that you're jumping in and out. So I'm just gonna try to do this because I like to kind of keep things moving because we're live. But I want to apologize to everybody who has just popped in. Ted really wants to be here. We're gonna negotiate this and be where we need to be and do what we're needing to be. And let's see if his internet kind of stays good for a few seconds. But we were going to talk about the ascension process and, giving perspectives and understandings and that kind of stuff. So let's see. You seem like things are going pretty good right now and doing things. So let's unmute you and let's try this. But you're muted. You're muted. You got to unmute, sweetie. So you got to unmute, sweet. You're muted up. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. You unmute, you gotta, you mute, you shut down your mic. So Ted, you shut down your mic, sweetie. This is life, and this is how we do life, right? It's like it's an interesting place. So you do you know how to undo your mic? You have to unmute, sweetie. I don't know. You have to go down to your picture and unmute. Go to your picture like you're logging in, and then unmute. Okay, guys, I am so sorry about this. Things are good. LOL, Paula says LOL. You know, this is they are attacking me. Okay, so no, we're gonna put a bubble around you. We're going to put a bubble around you so they do not attack you. Okay. Because there has been stuff all over today that has been feeling like it's been attacking everything, you know, chemtrails and everything like that. So let's just put a bubble around you, and you have to go down to your picture or you have to try to figure out how to unmute you. It's on your picture somewhere. With StreamYard, you have to go to your pic. It's click on like the dots at the top of your picture, or you go down, you go somewhere. So it's real easy. Don't make it too hard. Don't make it too complicated, because now you have Wi-Fi. Now you're able to do it. You're not being choppy, but I can't hear you. So it's like Zoom. It's like Zoom, sweetie. And okay.
Okay, Natasha, can you hear me?
I can.
They have obliterated my video. They keep attacking me. I'm lucky even to be able to take a phone call now. So can you put me on speaker? Can you see me, by the way?
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay, I'm going to turn down the volume here so you'll have video, and we'll do this by phone, because they are severely attacking me right now. They don't want me to be on the show.
Okay, so there's something, yeah. Well, actually, go out, come back in, and then we'll start this all over again.
I already did that, and they obliterated my StreamYard connection. So you have to send me another StreamYard link, because they will not let me come on StreamYard. The best way to do this, I've done this before with other clients who've been attacked, is simply by stay on the phone, because I can hear you, and that's a good step in the future. At least I'm grateful they let me speak on the phone. Be happy for small things in this police state. It is a police state. Sorry.
No, that's okay. So let's just go ahead and do this, because I'm asking things to work. So let's just do this. I apologize to the people who are watching this, but do you see how us who are intuitive kind of manage what the world is around us? And we all have this thing that happens, and you know, we're in the middle of life and doing things, and this is how we actually tend to do things, is that we just go ahead and do the better that we can, and that's all we can do. you know. And so as we're going through it in life, it's about how do you negotiate what's in front of us, and how do you negotiate what we do. And so do you have any messages for, I'm signing into my email account right now to send you a new link if you want it.
Yeah, could you? That'd be nice.
Yeah. So we'll do Ted.
Send it to Gmail. It's fine.
Okay, I'm doing that now.
Thank you, my dear.
You're more than welcome. And then paste. So you are seeing us in motion of how to negotiate some of this world that we're in, because it is about being and doing. And that's one thing that I want people to know is that no matter what is happening in your world, no matter what is going on in your world, that it's about how do you negotiate with these triggers. And Ted and I are a perfect example. And even when Regan comes on, sometimes when Regan comes on, he has a hard time. So I sent you the new link, or the link to this show. That it is about how do you negotiate these triggers and these stories, and and many of us who are negotiating through a lot of this, bringing love to this world, bringing this. And Ted has actually been through many things that he has been challenged, spirit, psychically, and star being wise, and then even in, I hate to say this, but in the world that we live in the 3D world, and that's all I'm going to go. So, it's one of those things that going into who we are and what we're doing, that, we need to be ready for anything that comes to us. We don't, like today, right before my show, my cap came off of my tooth. I got to look up that. What does that represent? Because life is about, negotiating what is, and that here I am doing the show, and we're going to go a little bit longer because we're having technical difficulties here. Paula, thank you for being here. Veronica, thank you for being here. Who else is here? Thank you very much for being here. So the ascension process is an amazing thing that we're going through, and
I'm on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you're still muted. So, oh, there you are. Okay. So we're gonna get you off here. Kick from studio. Okay. And add to studio. There we are. Hi.
Hi. Nice to see you.
Nice to be with you too. Oh, this is amazing. Okay. So here we are. Okay. The long way around the short block.
That's right. That's right. I just want to let you know we are in a spiritual battle right now between light and dark, good and bad, and the good is winning. And at the end of the day, when we get through this, Natasha and my friends, a beautiful planet. We will a very peaceful and really great planet. We'll be we're shifting into the fifth dimension right now, a process that should be done by the end of the year, or maybe mostly done by the end of the year. This is the first time that we have gone this far, this fast into the higher dimensions. And if President Kennedy had lived back in the 60s, we would have been into the fifth dimension by 1972, as an example, and would have been trading ambassadors with other benevolent extraterrestrial civilizations. We would have had a great planet, no wars, no fighting, and it is the destiny of Earth, Natasha, to become a beautiful and happy, loving place. And so I've been working on that, and you do great work too. It's wonderful to connect with you. Light workers sometimes don't get a lot of acknowledgement, but I don't do it for the acknowledgement. I just do it because I know it needs to be done. And we both, it's an amazing time to be alive. When we get all done, we're going to have a beautiful planet. I know we will. So.
And we will, but that's the thing, is we're going to always have we're always going to have, a little bit of shadow work, the emotional work. That's part of our story on this planet. But the
Hmm.
thing is, though, we're going to be able to discern, how do we negotiate through, lift ourselves up out of the mud, if that makes any sense. You know, lift us
Yeah,
up out of
absolutely.
the mud,
It does.
and we're going to be able um, to see a worthiness. And I know that I almost get it. I'm getting the image that it's almost going to be like our spirit world right now. That our
Right.
spirits walk around us, not necessarily, well, sometimes through us, but we have that dimensional world, and we're going to be another part of that dimension, even though there is going to be a part of this planet that's still going to be struggling and still going to be doing, that's the split. There's been a lot of people that see Earth being split. And I
Right.
get it more as a dimensional split, because like my husband always says, why am I so tied up in knots? And you're just kind of sitting here going, okay, because I don't take, me doing this thing beforehand. And even you, I'm so proud of you, because you don't get stressed out about it. You just kind of roll with it. You just negotiate it. You just be with it. And that's the difference in our realities of different dimensions, is that you understand that things are just things. You know, stories are just stories. Moments are just
Right.
moments. And if you can
Right.
just be with it in a different way, it's
Right.
amazing where the universe puts us.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, I don't know. I think you're an old soul too, Natasha. You've been here a long time. Yeah, I've been here 52,000 years, and I think you've been at least here that long. Really.
Oh, if
You know.
not, yeah, I know that I've been around the block too many times.
Right. Right. But this is the furthest we've ever gone. This is the seventh time we have attempted to ascend, and there's actually 3 ascension cycles happening right now. The main one is it's called the main ascension cycle happens every 26,000 years, where this planet goes around the central sun of this universe, and when it does, there's a major ascension cycle where people have a chance to go into the higher dimensions. There's a smaller one that happens every 2,000 years with prophets like Jesus, which occurred 2,000 years ago. And then there's a smaller one, a third smaller one that's every 100 years. Because 100 years ago, you had the Roaring Twenties, a lot of culture and light came through. But
Mm-hmm.
everything's happening all at once right now, and that's why the energies are so intense.
Mm-hmm.
The United States as a country, as a concept of freedom, justice, and liberty for all, is a concept that the negatives do not want to go worldwide. That's why they've been trying so hard to stop us.
Mm-hmm.
But we are getting a lot of help, and know that there's good times ahead of us. And we're getting a lot of help right now. So,
We are. I know that for me, that, when I call in the beings of the different dimensions and stuff like that, it's amazing how it's like uniquely. I had somebody that was here, and I asked somebody to come in and help, and I was amazed at who actually came in to help. And my friend that was a part of that moment, I go, "Are you feeling this?" And she goes, "No," but all of a sudden I get this like vacuum feeling. And it was like, yep, that's what's happening, because the thing that was attached to the one that was in the house is now, whoop,
oh,
gone. And
wow.
so, we have this great opportunity to make big steps and big movements towards our story. And, it's amazing if we just keep believing. That's the trick, is we got to keep believing. So what are you
Yeah.
asking, sir?
Yeah. Well, our protection is 0, but I've called in help, and we're getting our protection is going up quickly. And it's now at it's at 40%. It should be 100%. But when we started the program, we had 0 protection. That's why we're getting. That's why you disappeared off the screen, and my StreamYard link disappeared. My video link disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's okay. We're doing
Yeah.
better. We're
Well,
doing
and
good.
that's what I did was at the beginning of this, I asked for protection. I asked for us to get in alignment with the energy. I asked for whoever can be in here to protect us. And that's
Yeah.
the thing is that I know that I had like the chemtrails going over me at
Yeah.
recess time. And I'm like going, great time, kids out at recess. Ain't
Yeah.
that an alignment?
Yeah.
And doing some things. And I was like, okay, body, protect me from whatever is being done. And I know I sound like right now a conspiracist, and I'm not trying to say that everything that is what it is, but when I get this intuitive sense of things happening, and I have to discern my own feelings as Natasha to what is the intuition that I'm getting. And that's the
Mhm.
tricky thing is that what is it that our minds are trying to tell us is happening, and then what is reality in our own truth happening. And
Yeah.
and I love that you're using the downsing,
Oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know because we
Yeah.
use these different tools.
I'd like to share some special tools I use to help myself. Um, and it happened last fall in October, November, when I was getting attacked frequently. And I made a request to the Galactic Alliance for help in the Pleiadians, and they granted my request.
Hmm.
But first off, it's if they get rid of all the light workers, then there's going to be no ascension.
Hmm.
So we're getting help now. And if you see chemtrails out there, put your hand on your heart and do what's called the hue, which is hue. It's the hue in human.
Hmm.
Hue. You can say that 3 times, and then say, "Does this qualify under the new rules?" The new rules state that if somebody's trying to harm you, that they can be eliminated. And if it falls under these new rules, you can get help. The Galactics and the Pleiadians will step in and eliminate them. The timetable is usually 24 hours.
Hmm.
And they'll get rid of the chemtrails, they get rid of the perpetrators, everything gone within 24 hours. Sometimes it's very fast, it'll happen. I've seen it happen in Olympia here, where I've seen
Well, see, we got to be careful what we're talking about.
chemtrails being performed. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no, we got to be careful what we're talking about. Yeah.
Sure, I understand. But I'm saying there's help available. Yeah, there's help available. All right.
And this is
Okay.
the thing
Yeah,
is
I
that
just got
that's
some.
why, that's why when we are talking about certain things,
When
we
we
have to be careful because we have to be careful what we're pulling towards us. And I know Ted has walked a very fine line. He's for many years, he was on KKNW 1150 AM with his show. And then now he does a show. And I was just on your show the other day, and I was so grateful
Mhm,
for that, to be on your
mhm.
show. And I've heard that I need to be back on again because they enjoyed me being on. But, it's that thing that, we're all in the midst of going through things, and we have to be careful what we're pulling towards us.
Right,
You
right.
know? So when you talk about something, that it actually brings in, but I'm so grateful that you said that because I know that I asked for protection, and I actually asked for the filter of my body to
Mm,
protect me too. So I did it on the 3D way, and then I did it on the energetic way, and then I did it in another way so I can still be me because I want to live a long time. I don't want to be in the story of things happening.
yeah, sure, sure. I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. Well, we all chose to be here at this time in human history. And
Mhm.
all of us are from somewhere else. Many of us are from the Pleiades, but we're also from other parts of the galaxy as well. And never before has a planet gone from third dimension to fourth dimension to fifth dimension within basically just a few years.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Normally, it takes up to 200 to 300,000 years for this process to occur.
Mhm. And people because even the people who aren't awake are going, "What in the heck is happening?"
Right, right.
So,
Well, what's been going on this planet is not normal, and we should have ascended into the higher dimensions back in the '60s when John F. Kennedy was president, but we didn't because he was assassinated. but it's a destiny of Earth to become a beautiful, loving planet where people can live together in harmony and peace. So that's our destiny. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Exactly, but he's a perfect representation of how the beings who wanted us to stay small, I'm
Mhm,
going to call it,
mhm,
deemed it that way.
mhm,
You know,
mhm.
they're the ones that sabotaged the light coming in. And so
Right.
please be careful of how, when you feel like somebody is being on the negative side, how do you tap into that? And Paula says she's been sleeping more the last couple of days. And yes, that is part of the ascension process, because sometimes our bodies needs to go into a hibernation, which is a sleep,
Mhm.
to ascend the energies that we're in.
Right. Right. Mhm. That's right. It does. Yeah. Here.
Hmm.
So if you get tired, take a nap. That's what your body's talking to you, if you can, or
Hmm.
or sleep at night, whatever. But we're adjusting. Our bodies grew up at a certain frequency. We grew up on this planet for tens of thousands, millions of years at 7.8 hertz, and since that time, it's gone into the 1,000+ hertz range,
Hmm.
and so it's gotten very challenging because we have to adjust our cells and our DNA to the newer frequencies, and they're very high. So
Exactly, exactly. And that's what I've been doing, because I use I uh
mm,
I do a lot of I do castor oil at night, just
mm,
to help my organs and stuff to release what needs to really release, so they can move into better and higher good. And so
yeah,
when I'm in the shower, I do a lot of let my body attune to the energies of the new coming in. Let me let that vibration. I'm lucky I'm on a well, and so I have the water come out of the earth
hmm,
and then go back into my septic system. So it's like
in a
it's very,
cycle. Yeah.
it's a very earthbound thing. And
Mhm.
so going into this, when we can use the water, and if you're living in a place where there's the fluoride in the water and stuff like that they're
Right.
using, that you can actually ask the energies of the water to attune to your body, so that the illness doesn't happen. And that's the thing, is that people don't realize that we can negotiate
Hmm.
what's around us and what's in us,
Right.
that we can kind of say, I want this energy, whatever's in the water, to be done so that I can get the better good out of it.
Hmm. Wow.
So
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I've noticed too, Natasha, that more and more people are waking up.
mhm.
I see that happening a lot. And I think it's going to get better and better as time goes on. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What-
So it is a moment that we're in, that, how can we negotiate it? And Susan says, I've been transmuting boatloads of energy for the past few years, lots of napping. Yes. And
Mhm.
when you are processing, it is it is part of that process. And Veronica says she's been sleeping as well. And
Yeah.
don't and didn't sleep very peacefully, but it is, if you're dreaming a lot,
Yeah.
that's part of your ascension process, because your
Very much.
mind has to be available for it, your emotions have to be available for it, and then you have your body
Hmm.
that's available for it. Our soul is kind of like, it does its own thing and it will do its own thing, but
Right.
it's part of it. So you work with the Pleiadians and a lot of the star beings, like I do.
Hmm.
How do you ask them for help?
Well, I've got their phone numbers here, and I just give them a call. Galactic charges do apply. No, I'm just kidding. Um, I, I I put I put my hand on my heart, and I do the hue like that. That's
Mhm.
a call out to the galactics, and you can also send lots of love and light to them. I first came in contact with my galactic brothers and sisters when I was at Mount Shasta back in early July of what year was that? That was 2020.
Mhm.
And we were on Mount Shasta, and we saw a huge mothership up in the sky. My group was with me, and and I said to my group, let's have some fun. We asked it telepathically to move up, and it went up and then down and then to the left and then to the right. And finally, next thing we know, the commander of the ship, my friend Abrahalosaurus, beams himself down right next to me. He's standing right next to me in front of this campfire. And I'm asking him, well, hi, welcome. Are you hungry? Would you like some Earth food? And he said, no, it's too polluted. We'd rather have food on the ship. We're in 5B, so we don't need to eat a lot. And I said, okay. That he'd been called here in 2018 when they got the message that planet Earth really needed a lot of help. So they came. Myself and many other light workers made a call out to the Galactics for help, and they responded. And we've been friends ever since. And I usually visit with them most every day. And I communicate telepathically. I also travel astrally to the main mothership. And so it's been great. They're humans just like us, except they're just in a higher frequency. If you're in a bad mood and you get on the ship, you could theoretically cause harm on the ship because everything's run by thought. All the engine systems, propulsion systems are all run by thought. So you have to be in a pretty good mood to be up on the ship. So they prefer it if you are. So, but I communicate telepathically. I've been doing it now for about 4 years. Anyway, I came from the Pleiades, so for me, it's kind of like going home.
I hear you there. I hear you there. And that's the thing is that people think that, that it's like, people have said star beings are closer, and I go, no, they're just uncloaking closer to the planet than they're uncloaking when they're closer instead of far out.
Yeah.
They're just uncloaking closer. They've always been on our planet.
Right.
They've always been here, and we're the Earth is a hub. The moon is a hub. Our planets all over the place are hubs for these star beings. Right. And so, it's like, ancient aliens and all those kinds of things. Those are just to keep us dumbed down, because things are happening so much more,
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're from the Pleiades, by the way, and you still have family there. And if you were to visit there, it takes some time, but you would run into them eventually, I'm sure. So.
Oh yeah. Sometimes, and that's the thing is that I know for me that, I do connect with different star beings at different times. I've been a little bit preoccupied with my 3D interactive world. And, now that I'm kind of giving it not as much attention, I'm able to go into those different places a little bit more, and to negotiate, coming home to my family. Because I do understand that I have Palladian family. I also have many families on different dimensions and worlds that we don't even know about, or at least a lot of people don't know about.
Right. Yeah.
Just like we've all been around a long time.
Right. Well, I've known since the 70s that I came from the Pleiades. And so for me, back in 2020, it was a real wonderful experience to connect with my star family back then. And I'll be going back there when my assignment here on Earth is completed.
Your body will just go.
Well, I'm not sure how it'll be done, but
no, you'll go up and your body will just like slump, like in Men in Black, where the skin just kind of slumps off.
Well, I actually had that experience back in September of 2023 at Mount Shasta, where I went into the 9th or 10th dimension, and my whole body lit up like a light bulb. I have a picture somewhere where I was next to this waterfalls, and I suddenly, a friend of mine took a picture of me, and my body transformed into this light beam. And so as you go higher and higher in the dimensions, you get more and more light in you. You've got a lot of light in you today. You're getting lighter and lighter as we go. And as you go to 5th, 6th dimensions, higher dimensions, you get more and more light in you. So yeah. The Arcturians are a very interesting group of people who were in fifth dimension. They have since recently gone into the sixth dimension. And if you were to meet them, they're very, they look like, they're not ghosts, but they look like they could be ghosts because they don't look real solid because they're light beings. They have a higher quantity of light in them compared to in 5D. And they're great healers, by the way. If you have an illness or need any help, it's great to connect with them because they will definitely help you. I know they provide a lot of help to friends of mine for healing as well. So,
Oh yeah, and I use a lot of that energy to do a lot of the healing work that I do. And I'm called to do. So Susan says I've had Palladian, Arcturian, oh gosh, me and my dyslexia this lifetimes. So I've had Palladian, Arcturian, Arteminian, and other lifetimes of off Earth. How can we tell where the original from?
Okay, I can tell you. As soon as you're born, have the doctor look at you and see if there's a little tag. You know, like they have little tags, like Made in USA or whatever. They'll have the tag what system you're from. And no, just kidding.
I love your humor.
You can find out. A good psychic will help you. You're from the Pleiades. I am too. It took me a while to figure that out, but I knew I wasn't from here. But it can come to you. Let me see if I can zero in. The question, what was the name of the person who sent that in? Just curious.
That was Sue Snyder.
Oh, okay. Hi, Sue. How are you doing? Let me see where. Your most recent lifetime was actually Arcturus, which is interesting. When you were in with the Arcturians, you were in 5D. They since got into 6th. And before that, you were among the Pleiadians. The Andromedans, the Andromedans are a little further ways back. Does she know much about the Andromedans? They're very interesting.
I know that she knows a little bit. She does a lot of hypnotherapy that she talks she talks through her time, but she's going to take a moment to probably type in.
The Andromedans have blue skin because there's a blue sun in their galaxy. The galaxy, how far?
Not a lot, she says.
Yeah, 800 odd years from here, light years. They're the next galaxy over. Up on board the Pleiadian ship, I've met the Andromedan ambassador to Earth. Great guy. I love talking to him. They communicate telepathically. They're in the 8th dimension. And very loving, kind people. They have an officer exchange program up on board the Pleiadian mothership. And I love going up on the ship because you never know who you're going to meet, I went to a reception a couple weeks ago. We had people from all over the galaxy. It was just really interesting. Human, but different sizes and shapes, and all benevolent, by the way, but different flavors of the same ice cream, to coin a phrase, basically. But the Andromedans are great. Yeah, they're great. They're very concerned about us here. The ambassador to Andromeda is kind of like an observer up on the ship. You also see the Sasani on the ship too. Have you heard about the Sasani? They're very interesting. They're 80% human and 20% gray.
Okay, yeah, I know of them, but there's a lot of names that I have not resonated with, but I've resonated with the being.
Right. You know Walmart? There's a species called the Walmartites. I'm just kidding. But no, just kidding. But the Sasani are humans who once lived on this planet.
Yes.
Who gave up their soul in exchange for the you know what.
Mm-hmm.
And they're since trying to get their full humanness, their soul back, which they are. They're 80% there. And they have an officer exchange program with the Pleiadians, and you see them up on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And they look like us, except that they generally don't have hair, and their skin color is kind of pale compared
Yeah.
to us. They're human-like.
Mm-hmm.
Human-like, yeah. You also run into Series B. That's the whales and dolphins
Mm-hmm.
from Series B. Series A is allied with the negatives, so I don't have any contact with them. Let's see, who else? There's just a lot of different races out there that come on board. Um, it's hard to keep track of them all, but
That's
anyway.
why I don't get caught up in names. I get, like, hi Joe, hi Peter. It's like,
Yeah,
it's like I'm more about who they are than what they are.
right. Sure, right.
Because I can't get caught. For me, and this is my practice to do better, is that with my dyslexia, names and things just kind of, it was more about my exchange with.
Right.
I was more in tune with how the vibration that I was supposed to be,
Right.
and so going into that. But yeah, there's like, if we all tried to start labeling, where do we come from and stuff, because a lot of a lot of our souls are Heinz 57. You know, we're the mutt of our soul is the mutt of the soul kingdom, right?
Actually, we're called genetic royalty because we've been tinkered with 22 times by 22 other different races.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a wide range. And the negatives in the past have liked to abduct us humans and
Mm-hmm.
trade them off for technology because our DNA is very valuable.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
And
well,
that's one reason why our souls stand up in line to come to this planet at certain times, is because of the ascension process that we're all in right now is such an amazing thing. And I can understand why there's certain people who can't handle the vibration, and that's why they choose to leave this planet. And that's why there's a lot of beings who are going to be leaving this planet in, here coming up very soon. And it's already started. I mean, it's already started, a lot of people leaving. And so us saying, I want to be here now in this lifetime, in this body, in this form, will benefit us to stay here. For wishy-washy, we may just shoot out because somebody else wants to come in, that's, come in. And this is a very pivotal time of the energies where we need more light workers on this planet, even if we just hold the space.
right. That's true. Yeah, that's true. You might, if you want to leave, you could. There's another soul out there, I'm sure, who would like to trade places with you. They're called walk-ins,
Mm-hmm.
and that's happened quite a bit. It's especially prevalent in the animal kingdom. Let's say you lose a cat or a dog, and they want to come back and be with you. With the agreement of another cat or dog, they can go over and switch souls out, and suddenly, the cat that you love so much has then now come back, or and maybe the cat's come back into a dog's body,
Mm-hmm.
and the dog starts chasing birds and eating birds where the dog wouldn't have done before. But that was a cat thing.
That's a true statement. That is a very true statement. It's amazing how, you know, this journey on this planet is so, I'm just in awe of it. I'm just in awe of how we are so uniquely defined on this planet, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and why we are at the vibration we're at. And, you know, so many people are now choosing, either they're totally falling into the drug scenario or they're getting sober. Today is my husband's 13th anniversary to becoming sober.
Really? Wow. That's
You
quite
know,
an accomplishment. That's good.
yeah, and he's actually working a lot of hours today, doing inventory with his job, but it's one of those things that it's time for us to really take care of us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Our bodies are calling in that we need to do something different we need to do something different because, there's so many things out there that is trying to sabotage us.
I know, but everyone needs to be strong. We're
Mhm.
going to get through this. The white light is always stronger than the dark,
It
and
is.
people to remember that. And and when something happens, it always looks worse than it actually is.
Hmm.
You know,
And that is a very true statement,
yeah,
that if we get caught up in the outer world,
yeah,
we're going to get ourselves off centered. And
that's
us
true.
being centered is
Hmm.
really what truly matters.
Hmm. That's
So,
right.
how are you negotiating a lot of this stuff, the ascension process? How are you aligning your body to it? How are you, the hue? You talked about the hue, the who, the hum, the human,
Right.
and that kind of stuff. And I do a lot of humming myself. That's why I went to that first, was the humming, because that vibration is really waking up this part of bringing a lot of blood to my. It's probably why my tooth popped off, because I've been
Mm.
working on my gums and my teeth and bringing a lot more blood to it. So maybe it was like saying I don't need that anymore.
Right. 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 Well, Albert Einstein once told me that the universe is held together with super glue and duct tape. And maybe the no, I'm just kidding. The answer lies in using super glue and duct tape. I don't know, but my dad was a dentist for 30 years, so I heard all kinds of stories about that.
Uh-huh.
But no, I when I get up in the morning, I meditate for a while, and I ask my angel guides what's important to do today, and I kind of focus in on that. Some days, after working very hard for weeks, the thing is, I usually don't take many breaks, and so I've been told to take some breaks. So I'm be taking a break tonight and
Good for you.
tomorrow probably. So that's how I determine what to do. And it's kind of like I talked to a good professor friend of mine in Seattle. I had dinner with him some weeks ago, and he told me in the morning when he wakes up, he's got so many things in his mind to do. And I say, well, my friend, I do the same thing, but I kind of prioritize things. What's most important today to do? And then I've got to spend some time to send about myself and try to figure out what I should be doing. But it's important to laugh as well and spend some time, if you can, downtime in nature. That could be swimming, like went swimming this afternoon, or a nice long walk in a park or next to a waterway, somewhere where you can connect with nature. I had a wonderful cat years ago named Fluffy, Sir Fluffy, and he told me once, he said, Ted, you've been too busy, you're not taking enough breaks. Sound familiar? And he said, I want you to go out at least 3 times a week and spend time in nature, 30 to 40 minutes. And he
Mhm.
says, if you're even really busy while you're driving through a beautiful area, spend 30 to 40 minutes just driving. You don't have to be walking around in nature or swimming, but you can do that. And I thought that's good advice. So I try to remember that. And then I use a little dowser as an instrument to kind of determine things I should do. I always try to clear myself beforehand, or I might use a pendulum as well. So
Mhm.
it's always a good idea to get yourself clear because you want accurate answers. But I listen. I try to listen always to the voice of God and my angels as to what I should and shouldn't be doing, and so on. I pay attention. Um, yeah, I can tell you lots of stories, but they've always been right. So I always try to always follow their advice. Try to follow their advice. So.
Yeah, and that's what I do. Like, and there's this part of me, like, I found this creek that
Mhm.
is close to me, and it's like this magical little place where there's a bunch of trees that are just overhead, and it's like you go
Really?
in, and I'm like going, and my soul's going, I gotta go back.
Uh-huh.
I have this drive to go back,
Uh-huh.
and that's the thing is that when you get these drives,
Yeah.
these moments, like you getting that like you came up to visit me one day, and you were going into the Skagit, you almost wanted to jump into the Skagit River because it was calling you so much.
Right. Right.
So we have these things that call to us, and if it makes sense to do it, I would do it, because, and it's if it's dealing with nature, because that's where we are going to find the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Water right now is so important. to
Yeah.
our body vibration. It's the thing that moves emotions. It's the thing that moves. It's, you know, fire can burn up things, but and there's earth that move, that's hardy, and air that helps us move. But there's something that water is doing right now to our being. It's our molecules that are changing, and the molecules of earth is changing because lava is part of the liquid, right? So
Right.
it doesn't necessarily have water in it, but it's movement. And so even the blood vessels of earth, you know, the lava, you know, it is about movement. And so coming into this, like the sleep, like people are talking about, and that kind of stuff. And if you know that you're traveling to a star planet or something like that, you know, make sure that they are, you know, because I know that there's been a couple people that have been hijacked lately without their permission. Make sure that they have your permission before you go. It's a co-biotic relationship. You know, go ahead.
Let me, I wanted to tell you this before we end the show, that there are some definite protections you can do every night and first thing in the morning that I do. You cover yourself first with a cone of white light, and then you put a series of mirrors in your mind facing outward to deflect any negativity if somebody's sending negative thoughts or trying to attack you. And then you put in like maybe 5,000 miles in the astral plane of lead, so you're sealed off from that. A fourth thing you can do is to visualize making 3,000 copies of yourself and spreading it all over the world, because the negatives can't find you. That did help a friend of mine the other day who was getting severely attacked by negative entities, and doing that because they couldn't find her. You know, I think the last time I heard they were going off to Zimbabwe or something, but I mean, it was the souls were all over the place. You can call upon angels like Archangel Michael for help, or Uriel, or Raphael. There's a whole bunch of different.
Metatron wants to come in and help too.
Oh, Metatron's great.
Yeah.
Metatron's great. Absolutely.
Metatron is he's got a backbone in that star being. He's used to that vibration of being out there. So
Right.
he can really come in and protect us of our energy field.
And my Pleiadian brothers and sisters help me as well, especially the commander of the ship, Admiral Halosaurus, a good friend of mine. He helps a lot. I ask him. And then he's helping all the time, and as well as Adama, who's the spiritual leader of Telos, comes in and helps me all the time. And so I appreciate their help. When I ask them for advice, if they say no, it's no, or yes, and then it's yes. I mean, it depends upon what you're doing, but it's always good to check things out, because there are negative entities out there trying to stop our work. We had interference when we started off today, you know, because I was connected, and then link disappeared, and then video disappeared, but it's okay. We're fine now. We asked for help. And we got it, which is good. Just know that the white light's always stronger than the dark. And is it okay to give out my website if people are interested in?
Oh, sure. Yes, please. Because I know it took us a little longer, so I wasn't really worried about getting done at 5:00.
Okay.
But you know, it's one of those things that, yes, please, your website is?
Yeah, it's just tedmahr.com, TEDMAHR.com. And then I've also got another website for my readings and spiritual mentoring program at outofthisworldreadings.com. I'm also going back to Shasta this summer. Oh, that's right. It's September now, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's here in September, isn't it?
Well, I'll just say I'm going back to Shasta sometime soon. For security reasons, I don't give out the dates on the air, but you can write me a note at Out of This World Radio at protonmail.com. I'm happy to tell people about it. And I've seen instances where we do a lot of prayers and meditation, spiritual healing, and I've seen people who've had their eyesight restored. Mine's been restored from 2050 to 2010. I've had people have their hearing restored. Of different spiritual, physical issues resolved. And it's a beautiful place. If you're interested, just send me an email. and it's reasonable. It's $250, includes camping as well. And then I'll be tentatively going back to Peru soon. Machu Picchu, I've been invited into the Hollow Earth. We may be going to a place in the Andes Mountains in northern Argentina, where there's an entryway into the Hollow Earth there. It's kind of like Mount Shasta, but there's a place down there. It's well known in Argentina. Most Americans don't know about it, but if you're in Argentina, it's well known. Capillo del Monte, state of Cordoba, I believe. But anyway, you can, I'm hoping to get down there, but the timing has to be right, and it has to be a time when it's safe.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is that we do have so many openings. I know we have a couple up here in the Sketch Valley up here where I'm at, where there's some portholes, and I don't choose to go there because I don't like to deal with the people that are protecting them.
Oh, really? Are there people that live there, or are they really? Oh, okay. Are they positive? They have good intentions to protect it, or no?
I mean, I think that the sense that I'm getting is that they are people who choose to stay a little bit away from people.
Yeah. Okay.
And so with that they kind of, they're not of this world, so they're not necessarily of this world. And so I choose to not necessarily dance into that scenario as of right now. My body, we both in our own way have felt like we've needed to protect ourselves because of scenarios that have been happening.
Right.
And so I choose not to put myself into certain situations because of wanting to protect myself from certain situations happening.
Right.
Because there is I mean, I had an, for as much protection as I have had a couple of instances where darkness tried to take my light, and it was all I can do to say no. And
right. Yeah, you have to be careful. Pay attention to your intuition. If you walk into a casino and your guides are telling you, bet $1 on that machine, do it. I did that once. It was fun. I put in 50 cents into this one machine at an Indian reservation, and they said, go ahead and then crank. It was one armband, crank the thing down. And $62 later, I'd won that day's jackpot, which is all these quarters flying away. That was fun. I remember that. That was a lot of fun.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. You can also have kind of a fun experiment too. Let's say you're walking around a store, or you're looking through. Let's just put the thought out there. You're looking for something really cool on sale, and just ask your pendulum where it is. And you're saying that way, and they're getting a yes. This is a yes, and this is a no. And often you'll be led to something really cool. You can use it for lots of different things, as long as you've got it in a good purpose. Don't mean harm anybody.
Exactly. And that's the thing is if you stay in alignment and you're actually asking this for the greater good, not just the individual ego good.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to find many blessings. Like my mantra that I use, and I've asked and I've mentioned, and I want to be of service to the universe.
Sure.
Because I mean, there is that moment where you're tithing, and this is the way that I tithe, is by doing and being. And so going into this, that once I started saying, and I'm, of service, it's been amazing how the universe has just been opening up, because that is part of the universal language, is to be a light, to be ourselves, to be our knowing, to be what we are, and to do things. I don't want to say in spite of, because mine isn't about, I'm going to do that because I don't want to fricking do that. And it's not that kind of in spite. It's about, I have to be me no matter what the world is saying. I have to do it. And that's that word in spite that I'm using. But, it's that going into this, that be yourself, because that's what you need to be.
Right. Exactly. That's true. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You have to follow your heart and your own intuition. That's the inner God spark within all of us, I think.
Exactly. And there is a God.
Yeah, there is.
He has different names, but there is a God.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that when I've talked to different star beings, they say that there is a communal energy of love and divine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. Yeah. When I can't wait till we transform, ascend into the fifth dimension, because then we'll be communicating pure thought with each other, without the language, which can get misinterpreted and everything. But it'll be pure communication. Can't wait for that day. It's happening. It's actually happening now, and I think people are developing it. And they don't really realize it either. So
Exactly. Start practicing with your animals,
yeah, good idea. Yeah.
because the animals are really in alignment for us to
Oh
talk
yeah.
telepathically. And then,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
then, and then I do this with other, I do it with you, because you've given me permission, you know,
Sure.
to
Yeah.
tap in and communicate. And it's been interesting how, we've kind of just aligned ourselves to be able to talk humanly when we've done that. And I used to do that with my mom when she was alive.
Mhm.
She'd get, I know I'm
Yeah.
coming home, Natasha. And then pretty soon she'd be driving up. I go, I've been calling you. And this is before cell phones. I've been calling you. She goes, I know. I was trying to get home as soon as I could. It's like, and I did it with my dad a lot.
Uh-huh.
We would
Wow.
talk telepathically. And so I've grown up telepathically because that's where I came from,
Wow.
was
Great. Yeah.
talking that way. So we're just going back. We're going back to what we know.
Right.
And
That's right.
people have just forgotten.
Yeah. That's true. They have. They
Yeah.
have. Yeah. But it's a beautiful new Earth we're creating right now. We've gone farther and faster, going into the higher dimensions more than any other time in our human history here on planet Earth. So it's a great time to be alive. A lot of challenges, but know that at the end of there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's a beautiful new world for all of us.
There is, and I'm so grateful for that. So Sue says there are several nonverbal uh, um, autistic who are telepathic, highly spiritually involved, and I would so agree. And I have talked with many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's why I don't work in the school district with them, because it would be almost too much. It would
Sensory
almost be
over.
too much.
Yeah. 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 Albert Einstein told me years ago that a cure for autism will be found soon,
Bing!
and when they are healed, they will become amazing master psychics and able to
Mhm.
bridge the spirit world with the physical reality here, because they've had to become that way in order to communicate.
Yes, exactly, because the vibration of our planet was too much.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And they, because I was talking to one who was nonverbal for
Huh?
a couple times, and they were like, "You can hear me? You can talk with me?" And I went, "Yeah, I can."
Yeah.
And it was just because there was just too much vibration, too much negative vibration
Yeah.
to be at this planet. And
Exactly.
then, at the same time, there's part of this that it is about our food. It is about our the application of a lot of things that are trying to dumb down this
Oh, they've been
the light beings.
dumbing us down for decades. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, for decades. Look at the news. When I was growing up as a kid, we seemed to actually have investigative reporters who did a good research job. Now you
Hmm.
don't get much of that, if anything. You really don't. And a lot of networks use the same reporters. So
Yep.
they do the same stories over and over again. So
Well,
it's
they
more.
get the same. They get told to say certain things.
Yeah, that's true. Uh-huh. Yeah, they do. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, so I will put your information um, in the. I don't know. Can you write in the comments?
Sure. Where do I this private chat? Sure, I can do that. Yeah.
Do you have
Hold on.
comments that you can write in?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So why
Yeah.
don't you put your information, and I'll copy,
It's
and then I'll
it's
paste it.
taking it now.
Yeah. I will copy and paste that
Okay.
into the base of this show for anybody who's wanting
Okay.
it, or wanting your email, because that's one thing that didn't come along was your email and the
Oh,
information that
I'm
you.
sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me just.
Yeah, so I am so grateful that you've been here. You
Oh,
are more
thank
than thankful. So grateful that you are here, Paula. Thank you. And I do hope she's. You haven't found your cat yet? She has a female cat that has taken off from Paula. And I'm not getting that she's come
I'm
home yet. I get that she's being a fussy female.
Anthony, the he patron saint lost people, lost pests, lost items, and if you ask him for help, he will help her. And it doesn't matter whether you're Catholic or not. Just want to footnote that. But he's a wonderful archangel. He's the patron saint of lost people and items and things and places. So go
So
ahead and
who
give him
was
a
that
prayer
again? That was
and thank him when
yeah. So
he'll
that
help
was
find
who was that again?
Saint
Because you
Saint Anthony.
Saint Anthony.
Saint Anthony. Here,
Mm-hmm.
right, Saint Anthony, and there's also the patron saint of animals. Let me see if I can. There's Saint Anthony for the patron saint of lost atoms. Oh, yes, of course. There's also Saint Francis of Assisi as well.
I was getting Saint Francis, so I was getting Saint Francis.
For Saint Francis of Assisi, if you're in New Mexico and Santa Fe, there's a big church there. It was built by the Spanish in 1740s or 50s, and they have a big shrine to animals there and pets, and it's got a statue of Saint Francis there, and you can light a candle for a lost pet, and Saint Francis will. The cat will return. I'm looking at about a mile and a half away.
That's what I've been saying. Mm-hmm.
About a mile and a half away. He's with another family with children who are spoiling him. But he does miss you. He says, Mama, I still love you. I just wanted to take a break and visit this other family. She will probably see him sometime tomorrow in late afternoon. Put some food out for him. The kitty will appreciate that.
Okay, yeah, because it's a female this time. She just lost her male, and he was with another family. Now she's lost her female. And so I'm not too sure if you're picking up on the male that was lost, because that was with another family.
I see.
And it would just happen like a week ago. So this female is the one that's lost.
Were they close? The two cats close?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah. Yeah, she went off actually looking for him.
Because she left after he came back.
Oh, I see. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. The male is home. The female has left after the male came home.
I see. Okay. Well, be aware tomorrow afternoon, late in the afternoon. I think she'll see the female cat come back.
Yeah, I'm getting that she's been close. She goes away, she comes back, she goes away. She's been a snotty little female is what she's been. She feels like she's been an independent little fart. And she's wanting to kind of just sow her oats because she just can. And so it's a thing. Ted,
She'll
thank
see her
you.
again.
Yeah, you will. You will. You will. And she's intuitive too. So Paula's been saying, yeah, I know she's out there. It's just trying to get her home.
Come back. Don't worry. She'll come back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe put some nice food out for her favorite food out there. She'll she'll appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, but she does. She has it. I do get that she's been dancing with some other. Yeah, she's been dancing with some other family members, just checking it out. But she misses you.
Yeah, right. She does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You might want to take her out to a fancy restaurant. They have cat restaurants now where they put a bib around them, and they have like little things like that. So, hey, you might want to consider it. So,
I love you, Ted.
thank you. Love you too.
So, Ted, I put your information in the comments
Okay.
of this show, and then I will put it in the bottom of the show's information about how people can reach you. And then you have a show on, and it is Out of This World podcast, and you're on Facebook and other podcast platforms.
Right. I'll be broadcasting. Usually I broadcast from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Fridays, but unfortunately, I don't have access to the normal place where I do my shows, so it'll be noon to 3 on Friday afternoons. But if you look me up at Out of This World Radio, Ted Mahr, you'll find me there. I'll be broadcasting this Friday, starting at 10. I don't have access to the studio until noon. So anyway.
Sounds good. Yeah, Paula hasn't been on our property, but you'll be finding her. She's looking for you. Not necessarily. I don't want you to panic. She's not been like looking for you. Like I gotta get home. I gotta get home. But she's been kind of curious. Where's mom? So now's a good time because you guys are both coming together. Okay. So thank you.
She'll hear you. So
yep.
Anyway.
Yep. And Sue says, thank you both. And I know we've had several people watching here. Thank you, everyone who has been watching. Thank you, Ted, for being here. You have been amazing. I would love to have you back. I apologize to everyone who has had to negotiate some of our technical difficulties. Right. This is called the vibration of star beings.
That's right.
Both being on the show at the same time.
Right. That's right.
We've been known to short circuit things, and so that's where our toning down our energy, down.
My show this Friday will concern a very special topic: spiritual healing for people who've had muscular dystrophy and MS, successfully healed, without drugs, without traditional medicine, just spiritual healing. So success stories. So that'll be kind of interesting to bringing on a lady who does that. So anyway.
Well, that will be cool because I know that there is a chance to heal a lot of our nervous system.
Right, nervous system, right.
Yeah. And our blood, our muscular system, and when I talk about nervous system, it's like not like the vibration of things coming at us, but it's the nervous system, the nerves,
right,
in our bodies, and pesticides and a lot of our metals that we're in, and that has something to do with it. But there's other things. I know I've been doing a lot of healing work on my body, and that's why I'm wondering, is my tooth growing back? And it pushed the cap off.
There's some homeopathic essences that can really help. Let's talk off air later. I can tell you, make some suggestions on that.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you all for being here. Next Wednesday at 4:00 Pacific time, I will be back on. Not too sure what I'm talking about, but I'm grateful that Ted was on my show today. Thank you for being here, Ted. Thank you, everyone who's watching. I'm Natasha Venter. You can reach me at intuitiveclarifications.com if you're looking for individual support or even a group mediumship. I'm here about helping people in this world. Right. Doing that through understanding the different worlds and dimensions. So,
all right, my friend. Well, much love to you and your audience, and thanks so much, everyone, for listening today. This has been a lot of fun.
It has been. Thank you again, everyone, and please, Ted, stick around because I will end the stream. But thank you. You can listen to me on most podcast platforms also. Thank you very much. Bye now.
Bye. Bye.